Hey now, I love Indian food, and a while back I made some dry aged cured pork tenderloin and I infused it with some tandoori masala, and I was very happy with the results of that. So I'm going to sort of step it up a little bit here. I love taking pork loin, which is just easily accessible, inexpensive meat, and transforming that into the delicious charcuterie. And we're going to do that with some tandoori. So let's make some tandoori charcuterie. All right, we are going with an equilibrium cure here, and we're doing everything by weight and percentages. So we weighed out the pork loin, and that came in at 2.62 kilograms. So all of the ingredients here going into the cure are all a percentage of that weight. So this will translate into any weight, any size of pork that a person wants to use, even if you want to go with tenderloins. So starting off here, I have 0.25% of cure number 2, or Prague Powder number 2, Instacure number 2, any sort of sodium nitrate cure, sort of the longer acting, slower releasing cure. And then I've got 2.5% of kosher salt. You want a non-iodized salt for that. I've got 5% of tandoori masala here. That's 131 grams for that. This is a sizable quantity of tandoori masala. Extremely excited about that. And then I've got 0.5% of cayenne powder here. This is some Acid Rain brand, some nice spicy cayenne powder. 0.5% of that. And I'm just going to give it a quick mix here with my fork, get it blended up. Boom, there we go, look at that. Beautiful pork loin. I left the fat cap on it here just because that's going to be nice, delicious after it is. Oh yeah, look at that. We can almost pretend we've got some marbling going on here with this pork loin. That'll be really nice, especially if this winds up being a little bit spicier. I like that. So I've got this here in my tub, and that's going to help prevent getting a big mess all over my nice white quartz countertops. Oh geez, this is a bad move. All right, I like to apply it like this here because you can get sort of a reasonably uniform coating, an initial coating on the meat here, and then I can kick all of this extra rub into the vacuum bag here in just a minute. Okay, we also have some lemon juice here, some nice lemon juice. We've got, what, 5% of that. I'm going to just add it to the vacuum bag. That's what I'm doing. You can't tell because it's out of the shot, but we've got our vacuum bag. We poured that into there, and now we're going to add, a nice hunk of meat here. And then, I'm going to just scoop all of this. Okay, no sneezing now. Into the bag here. This is a lot of this tandoori masala, but I really want to give this meat a huge opportunity to absorb as much of this as possible. So we'll just go like that. Awesome. Now we're going to play the shake and bake game a little bit here. Kind of move that around a little bit. Let's get this vacuum sealed. So with my food saver here, I've got it on the gentle and moist, gentle and moist, dear Lord, settings. And we're gonna vacuum seal this. I'm gonna be ready just to cut it off early before it tries to suck that lemon juice out. There we go. So it's not a true vacuum here, but it will be nice. It'll be sealed up. What I'm going to do as soon as this is done, I'm going to just write the product, the original weight, the date on this. We're going to get it into the fridge. It's going to sit there for about a month or so, and that's going to be more time than it needs to actually cure, but that'll give it lots of time to absorb as much of this flavor as possible. So into the fridge we go. All right, after 1 month here, this tandoori charcuterie loin is ready to go. I've been messing around with it, kind of squeezing it, working everything in here over the last month. It is time to dig in and get it out of this bag here. Woo! Lots of that sauce in there. Woo! There is so much tandoori aroma going on in here. This is amazing. So I'm just going to get this all rinsed off, then we can pat it dry. Wow, do you see this color? I have never had any meat that has gone this completely red. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see what the interior of this meat looks like when all is said and done. So I'm just patting dry here with some paper towel, and then I'm going to prep the cold smoker here. When I think of tandoori meat, I always think of that nice fire grilled, just like, or tandoori baked meat. Want to get some smoke in there, so that's what we're going to do. Oh, I still cannot get over this color. I'm going to take this tandoori, there's no way to mistake it, tandoori loin, get it up onto the top rack here of my brick smoker, and I'm going to fire up the pellet tube smoker. And I got my JJ grill torch here. I'm using that to fire up the pellets. I'm going with maple wood for this. I absolutely love this torch for starting campfires, charcoal, pellets for the cold smoker, all of that. Whew, lots of smoke going on here in the brick smoker. That tandoori loin is going to take on some awesome smoke. Can't wait.
Doesn't even look real.
We're blinded. We're blinded by the color. The cold smoke's all done, so we're going to pop this out, let it off gas in the fridge overnight. All right, we are ready to wrap our tandoori loin, which, for the record, right now, having off-gassed overnight, smells absolutely delightful. I cannot wait to see what this does. Oh, we've got a little gnarliness on there from the smoker racks. That's all good. Okay, so I've got a pasted hog skin here that we're going to be using as a casing, and I think that the move here is just to give this a quick spritz down with some vinegar. So we start with a nice clean slate insofar as mold goes, help prevent any sort of weird adverse growth. I'm just going to plunk that. Oh, I still cannot believe this color. Like, honestly. I don't even know what to say. There we are. Okay, smell that vinegar. I'm just going to prep up here a couple of 3/8 inch hog rings that we're going to use just to seal this up. It's not super necessary for this. However, it's going to make it so when we go to put this in the netting, which is always the most entertaining part here, we'll be less likely to have this try and slide around.
Why did I forget the goggles?
I do have goggles downstairs if we want. Let me give that a little twist. So I didn't bother to trim off the excess or anything like that from here. It's all going to be good. A little extra wrapping around the one side isn't going to hurt. Now, I haven't gone ahead and pricked this with my pricker yet. I'm going to be doing that after we get this into the casing and have it all compressed. So,
it's always your favorite part.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure I take just as much of this vinegar in the face as you do, but just gonna. Oh, here we go. Yeah, splashy, splashy.
What happened there?
Oh, the inside got hung up. Delightful. That is great. Now I'm going to get a couple more hog rings. I'm going to be using 1/2 inch hog rings on the outside here just because I've got them, so why not? This is a little bit thicker than that pasted hog skin comes in at. Ooh, now my hands are all slippery. Ooh, perfect.
Got it.
And other side. Ring me. And tucking that down. Sweet. Again, just slopping all over the place. So by using these hog rings here, that's going to help prevent it from wanting to fall or anything like that once we've got it hanging here. So what we need to do now is give this a pricking and then get a initial weight on it prior to our dry aging. Write up a tag with that, with the date, with our target weight. And then we're good to get this in the chamber. Whew. Yep, squeezing all that air out, helping prevent any sort of mold growth underneath that casing. Here we are with the label. So we got the tandoori, I have the date, then we've got our original weight, and then a target weight with 35% weight loss. And we've got this tandoori loin in the curing chamber here, set at 52 Fahrenheit and 73% relative humidity. After just over 6 weeks in the curing chamber, this tandoori, oh, I'm so excited about this, has hit its weight loss. It's 35% weight loss, so I'm going to pull it out, and it's time to get it equalizing. So this is a really easy and quick part of the process. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors and remove that netting. I'm then going to take a vacuum bag, put this tandoori loin in there, get it vacuum sealed. And now we're going to enter the equalization phase where I'm just going to refrigerate this, let it sit. If any of the exterior is just a little firmer or drier than the interior, that's going to balance out.
Well, we've had 4 weeks here, and this tandoori charcuterie,
Oh, that color. Can't wait. Should be nice and equalized, so let's cut into it. Okay. Get this out of this vacuum bag. Still have the casing on here, just because that made everything easier before, and there was no need to cut that off. We'll want to do that prior to slicing. I still cannot get over this color. All right, the real moment of truth here is slicing it. I'm so nervous. Slicing into this to see what the interior looks like. Oh, the color didn't go as far as I wanted. Oh, that's okay. Still beautiful on the outside. So it's what's on the outside that counts, right? All right, let's slice this up. For that, I'm using my awesome Avantgo slicer here. Let me get these nice and thin. Just like that. Beautiful. All right, look at that. I am so impressed with the color that's just going around the edge there. Absolutely fabulous. Penetrated about a 1/4 inch of the way around. A little sad I couldn't get it all the way through, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna eat it, that's what you're gonna do. That is maybe the most interesting charcuterie that I've made. That is absolutely fantastic. So it's got all that tandoori masala in there. Just a little bit of heat we kind of kicked up there by adding some cayenne powder to that. I think just a hint of acidity there because of the lemon juice that went in there, a little bit of flavor. This just begs for some more. I just want it to melt in your mouth. It's sliced so nice and thin. That's fantastic. Now, I want to get a bunch of curried chickpeas, some garlic naan bread, all kinds of stuff, and eat it with that. It would be absolutely beautiful. This was a super fun experiment. I'm just going to keep eating it. Going for one of my favorite dishes, like a nice tandoori chicken, trying to get that character into this beautiful pork loin. Huge win. You got to give that a whirl. Get your hands on some nice tandoori masala and give that a try. So keep her at 11.